Welcome back. I'm Vader Van Odin.
And I am Odin the Talkative.
Yes, and we are here with Let's Chat.
Not play.
Correct. And this is our video where we just chat about video games and what we're enjoying at the moment. So I thought the first game we could talk about was Mario Maker, since it's a game we've played together.
Yeah.
First impressions. What do you think of a Mario Maker?
Alright. The most annoying thing about Make, with the
Straight to the negatives. I like it.
yeah, I don't like in Mario Maker. Luigi has so many limitations.
Luigi does.
Yeah, he has so many limitations.
Is that when you're playing as player 2?
Yeah, Luigi.
Yeah.
He has so many limitations. I hate it.
Yeah, I guess it's hard
Like when Mario goes to grab an object, Luigi can't do anything.
Oh, yeah, when you go into the menu, the
yeah,
radius
and
menu.
Luigi can't do certain things as well.
Yeah.
Like, he can't change if something's huge or not, or...
Yeah, you can't customize each object. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think it's designed as the main... Player 1 is the main creator, and Player 2 is helping with the grunt of it. So you're there to... And that's what I don't think you're very... Maybe we should have you as Mario and me as...
Yes, please.
Because I do all the hard work and you just sit there and delete stuff or put random monsters in place. So if you were Mario, you'd be more involved with the technical side of things, and I'd be involved with putting the land in.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. We'll try that next time.
Yes, we should. I want to be Mario.
But I am worried that you'll just take the powers of Mario and they'll go to your head and then you'll become a supervillain. You'll become Wario. That's how Wario came about, is Odin took over Mario.
Yeah, I took over Mario's body.
And became Wario.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a negative. What in general? What did you think of the game? We never played the first one. We didn't have a Wii U. I don't think I'm very good at making levels. We've made 2 levels live on stream, and I think both have been bad.
Yeah. One is like too easy, and one is just like ridiculously hard.
Yeah, but we kind of made it easy out with some changes, didn't we?
Yeah, but it's still pretty hard.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I just think there's not enough creativity or like uniqueness to it. We need to kind of come up with a funny idea and make that into a level. So the first one is that you got to finish the level with Yoshi. So it's to save Yoshi is the theme, and I kind of liked that they had a cute little theme. It wasn't silly, it wasn't hard. It was just a bit of fun. The second one, Odin really likes the cat skin from, was it 3D Mario 3D World?
Yeah.
And that the cat skin on that for Mario is hilarious. You can like do this funny swipe.
Yeah. Also another
attack.
thing I don't like about Mario Maker 2. They should have it like certain objects are mixed, so you could have the cat in all the different styles.
You completely interrupted my chain of talk, but that's fine. We just go down your train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get why though, is because there was never a cat skin in the original Mario, and so they'd have to actually go. I guess they all had to make the skins again. So I don't know. Maybe they just used assets from the original, or did they remake the assets? I don't know. But it would mean instead of just having the assets from 3D Mario World, they'd have to then go make the cat look like it did in the original, which would be very hard because there's like 4 pixels in that Mario. Then they have to make it in like Super Mario Brothers 3 and then Super Mario U, and so they'd make a lot more work. You don't care if they have more work, do they? No. Okay. Well, and back to what I was explaining. We made a cat level, and it's all themed about the cat. So we put obstacles that are designed that you deal with as a cat, and we made a little mousetrap area where there's a bunch of what are they called?
Squeak pips, I think.
Peep squeaks. Peep squeaks.
Squeak peep.
Squeak peeps. Peep squips. Pip squeaks.
Yeah, pip squeaks.
Pip squeaks. The little mouse enemy.
Yeah.
And so we basically just can jump on a few mices, which is fun.
Yeah.
And the cat boss, what's his name?
Meowser.
Which I think's hilarious, and he looks super cool, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He looks better than Bowser, I reckon. It's like a cat version of Bowser.
Yeah.
But we couldn't work out how to kill him. So we
just
cat swipe.
We just gave them a cannon. We just put a cannon that repeatedly shot out cat bells. Yeah.
Which kind of made it a little too easy because you just never die. But we don't know how else to beat the cat guy.
You could die if
you're really bad and you didn't get to the cat bell, which shoots out every 5 seconds.
Yeah, if you like if Meowser cornered you and hit you 3 times.
Yeah, that's real hard because when you get hit, you've got like 5 seconds of invincibility, so you just like run through him and get to the. But yeah, you can't jump on him because his shell's spiky and he's doesn't seem like he can jump on his head like you can Bowser.
Yeah, what? Can you jump on Bowser's head?
Pretty sure you can jump on Bowser's head.
I thought the only way to defeat Bowser was to have the lava level.
With the axe?
Yeah.
That's in the original Mario Brothers, the original. That's how you beat Bowser, is always... I don't know. I'm not that good at Mario. I've only finished a couple Mario games, to be honest. But yeah, all in all, I've enjoyed creating levels more than I thought I would. I always thought it wouldn't be my thing. The story mode, what do you think of that?
I'd quite like that. Yeah, because you go do different levels and they give you coins.
The levels are from what I think they are levels from the original Mario Maker that people have designed. I think because it comes with the usernames next to them.
Yeah.
Which I think is very cool. That like they're made by normal people, not developers. So they're a little different than what you'd get from a normal Mario game.
Yeah, and then sometimes you get to choose what your little toads do. There's a blue one, a red one, and a green one, and they each do their own little section.
They're building the castle, aren't they? You're rebuilding a castle.
Yeah.
The castle of Toad Kingdom, Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peach's castle.
Yeah. Online. Have you played any online games? We played a few, didn't we? It's from maps from other people, levels from other designers. Yeah, I played one with friends of mine, Jeremy.
I think you told me that.
It was stupid hard.
I actually ended up trying. I couldn't.
It was stupid hard. Jeremy, you're the worst. He doesn't mind that. He knows it. Okay, next game. What are we going to talk about? Should we talk about A Plague's Tale?
Sure.
Did you see much of me play that?
Yeah, I saw when you got to control the rats, and a few times when you got eaten by the rats.
Yeah, it's a bit gross.
Yeah.
Okay. Plague's Tale, A Plague Tale. I always put plural, it's only a singular, sorry. A Plague Tale, Innocence is the subtitle. It's about I really like the story. As you talked about, it's a plague of rats hitting France, I believe, in Europe. 1363 or 2?
Yeah. And the only way to, the rats hate the light.
Yes.
But if you're not in the light and the rats are there, they will go... Aah!
Yep, and they eat you up.
It looks like you're sinking into the ground because they're just eating you so fast.
Yeah. Way to talk about the gross stuff. But yeah, I really like this game. It's set in it's oldie time. You play as a noble, a girl. She's a really cool character. It's cool to see strong, young female characters in video games. And she's there protecting her little brother. She's of noble blood. And all she knows is at the start of the game, you're being attacked by the Inquisition, who it's in history. It's basically people using the name of God to force people to do whatever they want and kill them if they didn't. It was really bad. Inquisition. And the Inquisition came for her family. Her family get basically taken out and she's running for her life. At the same time, there's this plague of rats terrorizing the countryside. And so it's really interesting because it's an action game, but it's also a puzzle game, an environmental puzzle game, because you have to solve puzzles, like you said, about the rats being scared of light. You use light to manipulate the level or the area you're trying to get through so you can get past safely. And so it's a real weird environmental puzzle game with a little bit of action, because she's got a cool slingshot that you can whack dudes in the heads or put out lanterns or turn off lights when you need it to, and then you can use it. You got flammable shots with yours, and you can flick them and light fires at a distance, which scare rats away. I really, really like this game. It's not from a big studio like a lot of games. It hasn't been talked about by many people, but I think it's probably one of my favorite games in quite a while. Sekiro would be my favorite this year. Resident Evil's up there, and this is up there with it too. It's very good. I think it'll be a lot better on PC. I think if you can ramp up your graphics on PC, it's going to look real nice and play real good.
Also, I think at near the end, your little.
Don't say too
brother-
much. Don't say too much about
Okay.
the end because we don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Okay.
Because you did see more of the end than the beginning, but we don't want to spoil it, eh?
Yeah.
You're terrible with spoilers, so we won't say anything. But there is a cool dynamic where it's very stealth based early in the game, and then near the end of the game, you there is a switch, and you kind of gain a bit more confidence and power and strength as you've learnt to deal with the situation as your main character. I really like that switch in dynamic where you go from being the hunted, the terrified, the scared to being we're going to come back and show you who's boss. And I really like that switch.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll say about that. And you know what I mean by it.
Yeah.
What other game? We've got...
Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Yes. That just came out 2 days ago. In the time of recording. We loved how we can time travel in these videos because you're now talking to us, listening to us in the past, and you're now in the future whoever's watching. So it's like we're time traveling. It's amazing.
Yeah. To the future!
Back to the future.
Yeah, back to the future!
We really liked the first one, didn't we? Dragon Quest Builders. We sung its praises a lot when it first came out.
Yeah, I quite liked it. It was pretty cool. My only dislike about both the Dragon Quest Builders...
Mm-hmm. You always go with the negative. You right in there to the jugular and just slam these games right to the where it hurts.
Like, sometimes... Like, right now, I'm playing Dragon Quest Builders.
2.
Well, yeah, 2. I'm struggling with space.
Are you running out of area for your town?
Yeah, that's the only concern. You don't have enough room where your villagers will actually go.
Yeah.
Because,
well, I remember in the first one, I built up quite a lot. Can you build up?
Well, yes, but not particularly with a farm.
Two-layered farm?
I don't know how a giant worm is going to get to it.
The giant worm, that is the new feature in Dragon Quest Builders 2,
Yeah.
and I've only seen it. I haven't a chance to play it yet because Odin's been hogging the disc. There's a giant worm where he wears a little farmer's straw hat, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And it's so cute. I thought it was the enemy for us to start off with.
No.
But he's a friend.
He's going to... you save him because the enemies are trying to take him. They've taken the rest of his kind... And they're trying to take this last one.
Oh, rude. So you run out of room. So we won't get too much into the story yet, but so I want to learn more about the mechanics. So you think you're running out of room. The first one, what I didn't like is that right when you feel like you've got control of your village, then all of a sudden it's the end of that chapter and you've got to start from scratch. That put me off. But what I understand in this one, they've got rid of that chapter-based system.
Yeah, so you have one main island, but you don't have many supplies, so you go to other islands, help them bring people and supplies back to your main island.
So you're recruiting supporters and resources.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it seems like it's going to be one continuous game, so you're always building up the same kingdom instead of having to restart your kingdom 5 times in the original.
Well, you do... sort of restart on building a small village, but your main goal is to build up your one village.
So that small village, what do you mean? Is that on the islands where you're helping the people, the locals?
Yeah, you built, the bad guys have destroyed this town.
Like a village that you've gone to help, not your one.
No. They on other islands.
Yep.
There's been chaos ramaging through it.
Yep.
And you're trying to help them, and in return they'll give you supplies and people to come and help at your island.
Okay, that's kind of cool. So you are working on more than one village.
Yes.
Or kingdom, but it's for the grander purpose of building up the one main kingdom.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like making support villages that will support your main kingdom.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Also, you have there's this guy. There's a captain, like a boat captain. His name, I think, is Brownbeard.
Brownbeard. I'm Brownbeard, my pirate.
He actually has this wow, Brownbeard.
Cool. Well, you'd hope so.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if he didn't have a beard and he was called Brownbeard.
Yeah. And he had brown hair. He had a beard on his head.
That's just hair, not beard.
I don't know.
You weirdo.
Yeah, so he will take you to the islands.
Yep. So again, unlike the first one, it's an open, massive world, Whereas first one was quite small mini maps,
Yeah.
and you warped to new areas within each chapter. Whereas this, you can travel between lots of areas.
Also, in the new one, you have a little buddy who will help you.
Yeah, and that's the biggest. I'm going to be negative now. We saw that Dragon Quest Builders was demonstrated as being multiplayer, and that's one of its features. And we were quite excited because we wanted to quest and do the main story as bro buddies, as co-op.
But it's only creative multiplayer.
Yeah, so you've built in. You've got a co-op. Or he's always with you, isn't he?
He's always with you when you're outside of town, but when you're in town, he'll just act like a normal villager.
Well, that's fine. Yeah, so you've always got someone with you, whereas in the first one, you had random villagers help you from time to time.
Yeah.
But in general, you were solo, weren't you?
Most of the time. Yeah.
Whereas this, there is a built-in NPC that makes sense to me to allow to have a friend control that AI, that computer character, that AI.
Yeah.
But it doesn't let you, which is infuriating.
Yeah. Also, he will whack buddies for you. He's actually stronger.
He does seem very strong.
Yeah. His name's like Malroth or something.
Yep, Malroth.
Yeah. And
he looks like Raditz from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. And some villagers in the town can like fight. So you can make weapons and give them to them.
And they'll defend the village if anyone bad guys come
and you can have weapons. But there are certain weapons that only Malroth can use. So one of them is like a big oaken club. That's the first one.
Yeah, he's a heavy hitter, isn't he?
Yeah. The next one is like a stone axe, I think.
Okay, cool.
And the other one's like a wood.
So he's it's just like me and you, Boron the Thief, our Dark Souls playthrough.
I'm the heavy hitter.
Yeah, and you're
just the light blood stab.
Blood stab. Yeah, I like doing the bleed.
Yeah.
With my katanas, because katanas are cool.
Yes. And giant.
So he would be perfect.
Giant clubs are cool.
I could have been the main character who has like nice cool swords, and I nimble dance around like a dexterity kind of build, and you would be the big stomper romper Malroth.
Giant clubs are awesome.
Exactly. Very disappointed that it's not actual 2-player. But all in all, what do you think? Like, give us a quick 5-second review.
I'd say 2.5. Actually, no, 3 stars out of 5.
3 stars out of 5? That's okay. It's not a great score though.
Yeah. Okay, 3.5 stars.
Yeah. Okay. You seem to be enjoying it. He's played it pretty much non-stop since we bought it yesterday. I like the look of it. I don't know if you know this. The original Dragon Quest, I believe the art design is done by the same designer of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. That's why they have that same. That's why they all look like Super Saiyans. I don't know if you've noticed that. They've got like Goku here.
Well, yeah, some of them do. Well,
yeah, they all look like Super Saiyans. They look like Saiyans, and it's because it's all from the same design.
Also, another thing, I haven't got this, but I've seen gameplay of it. It's an ant car. It's like a little car.
Oh, you can get vehicles in this one.
Yeah, I think you can only get one.
I think that would give you an extra star. Like, I think if once you got vehicles, I think you'd be like, 1 more star on this game, thank you very much. 4.5 stars. Do you agree?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay, so the verdict's still out a little bit on the game. You're liking it. It could get a little, and it could get better. It could get worse for you.
Yeah, like they should make it so at least sometime in the game you can expand out to your base. How big you can do, because your villagers have to tend to your farms.
I imagine it will, because I remember you expanded it. I remember in the first chapter of the first game, it expanded the light, because it always has a restriction. You can't just build everywhere on the map. It's restricted to your city boundaries, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure in the first one there was one point where it did extend.
I think that they extend to the entire map at the end of the game. Like once you finish that chapter.
Yeah, okay. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll do something similar where you
can expand a few blocks.
Maybe once you get through a chapter, which is done differently in this version, or quest line, a main story quest line, you'll
Yeah.
earn the right to have a bigger kingdom. Like your kingdom's flag will have more sway over the territory.
Actually, in this one you don't have flags.
You know what I mean, though. There's always that center point.
Yeah. So currently, it's a farming based one I'm on. I'm just trying to grow like a tree. I think it's like, I can't remember the name of it.
It's like a magic tree.
Yeah, it's a magic tree, and to make it grow, you have to do farming.
That's always a theme in the Dragon Quest. There's always like a magic type tree thing. That's like a theme they do.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest Heroes, there was that as well. Like there's this magic tree that you're defending. I think I only played half the game. All right, my turn. Ni no Kuni 2. We're all about the sequels today.
Yeah.
And I love Studio Ghibli. This one isn't partnered with Studio Ghibli. They're the ones who make Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, Kiki's Delivery Service. They're a cartoon company. Yeah. They partnered with, I think it's Level 5, which is an RPG company, and they made Ni no Kuni, the first one.
Yeah.
I only played the demo. I never got a chance to play it. I wasn't a big fan of the combat in the demo, but I'm always intrigued by I like the cute anime art style. I love the stories that Studio Ghibli tell. So I was always intrigued by it. Never got around to playing it.
Yeah. Okay, this one I like, but
you haven't tried it yet, but you like the look of it.
Yeah, I like the look of it because you get to design a kingdom and make a kingdom.
Yes, you have.
I just love those building strategies.
This is my review turn. Let me tell people about it. I just, as I was talking about, I just unlocked the ability to control my building a kingdom, and I was just learning before we started recording how to do that and how much I can tinker with the ins and outs of the kingdom. So I don't know how detailed it is yet. But again, I'm pleasantly surprised by this game. I picked it up really cheap. It was $20 or something. Ni no Kuni 2. And I'm pretty impressed with the combat. There's a lot of talky talk. And I'm getting too old for too much talky talk because I just want to play the game.
Yeah, I don't like games with too much talky talk.
Yeah. But in general, there are a lot of ease of life things in this game. Like, as soon as you've been somewhere, you can walk to it anywhere from the world. You just go to your map and walk straight to it. It's great. It saves a lot of wasted. Awesome. It saves a lot of wasted time. Old RPGs, there's lots of walking backwards and forwards all over the place, and it'll drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Whereas this saves a lot of that. Like, I did a quest, and I was like, it's like, oh, go back to the previous kingdom, and it's like, oh, really? And I was like, oh wait, I can warp. And I was like, boom, there, talk to a guy. Do a thing, walk back, done. It was like 10 minutes. And otherwise it would have taken me half an hour, 40 minutes.
Million years.
Yeah. 6 hours later. But it was a lot quicker. And the combat's quite good. It's an action-based combat. So you're pushing a square and it does attack. And then you got little buddies who can help you. You can switch between your party members. The story's quite intriguing. What is it? It's weird. It starts off and it's in America, United States, and you're with the President of the United States, and then a big bomb blows up a city, and then he wakes up and he's like 30 years younger, and so he's kind of the main character, but the actual main character is Evan, this little blonde king with little cat ears, and so it's kind of Evan's the main character, but so is Roland, the human, who gets warped into this magical world.
Be two main characters.
You're right. But it was just a bit weird, and he's like 30 years younger than he was at the start of the first cutscene, and they've just kind of alluded to a couple of times. He's like, oh, look, I'm young. Sweet. It's kind of... and basically, he gets there right when the advisor to the previous king, Evan's father's just been killed. Well, no, he died. He didn't know, but he's actually been poisoned, which you find out pretty quick. And the advisor, that's the classic trope story where the evil advisor has like assassinated the king and then takes power over the kingdom.
Just wants power.
Yeah, and the prince or the king to be is too young to really fight back, and so that's basically what happens. He's trying to kill it. The advisor, bad dude, is trying to kill Evan, and Roland turns up right at this time, and they work together and escape the kingdom, and then basically the game starts off that it's going to be Evan's going to try and make his way back to be a king and gain control over his kingdom and create peace in the land. He's very sad by the evilness that took his kingdom away from him. And so he's going to create a new kingdom of peace. And so, yeah, and that's basically, I'm on my adventures so far, and I've been on the way to building a kingdom called, I can't remember the name.
Cattopia.
No, it's not Cattopia.
It should be Cattopia.
Evermore.
Evermore.
Because it's going to be peaceful for evermore, or some rubbish like that. But it's a very beautiful, pretty game. I really like the cartoons art style. I've been to a kingdom that was all based around casinos and gambling, which was quite funny. But it had like a real cool Chinese. It was like a neon ancient Chinese architecture style. Like it was all the old, Chinese and Japanese temples with like the swooped roofs, and it was with the red arches. It was all very pretty, but then it had like neon like details to it as well, like modern neon details. Like it was really cool. It was really well done. The art style, I really dig it. I really, really dig it. But yeah, Ni no Kuni 2. It's surprisingly fun, and it's a lot more fast paced than other RPGs I played recently. Like I played Octopath.
Oh yeah.
Octopath? Octotraveler. What is it called? I don't know. Exactly. I got bored because it was so slow paced and like nothing seemed to be happening. And that's kind of what I'm feeling about RPGs recently, JRPGs. Whereas this has kind of reinvigorated my enjoyment of JRPGs. Because it's fast paced enough, but it still has that kind of fun adventure story that I like.
Also, I've seen a bit of it where you were like fighting with a little army.
Yes, you're right. Another thing before we finish up, there are multiple combat styles. So if you're in a dungeon, you actually fight the enemies there in front of you. There's no loading to a fight screen. So you see the enemies and there'll be like 5 or 6 enemies, you go fight them. If you're on a world map, you're a chibi version or a cuter little version.
Yeah.
And you'll see one enemy, and if it sees you, it'll run at you, and you can run away, or you can run at it. And then it will load, like a Final Fantasy VII or an old RPG, it'll load in a fight window, and you'll have an open area, then fight them in action mode. And that one little monster on the map will represent 5, 6 monsters, and then you'll fight them. But then, as Odin said, there's another type of combat, which is military combat, and you run around as chibi form on an open map area, and you have squads of little dudes that you can manipulate with different buttons to run and position different areas around the king, and they will attack other platoons as you run towards them. And so it's a little bit strategic, but it's still action based and fast paced.
Yeah.
And I really like. It reminds me of old Suikoden, which is an old Suikoden 2 is the one I played the most of, an old JRPG where you had, I think it was like 130 or 120 main characters you could choose from in your party, and they would be in your party. I think you could have 6 in your main party. This one, most RPGs are 3 or 4. That one you could have 6, but you had 120 to choose from. But they also would become generals in your army, and there were big military battles that you'd have. And depending on how powerful your commanders were, was to how their platoon would how powerful their platoon or that their little squad would fight in that big military encounter. It was really cool. I love Suikoden. I'd love a remake of Suikoden.
Make one. I would like to see that. I would like to see a game like that.
I don't know if I have the abilities to remake a game, Odin. Maybe.
I'm telling the makers.
Okay,
make that.
do it. Was that Square Enix? I don't remember. It was back in that heyday, that RPG heyday. Anyway, I think that wraps us up, Odin. We have talked and not played long enough.
Yeah.
So I think we need to say farewell.
Yes.
Anything else you want to tell the folks? Like anything that's exciting been happening? We made our own hoodies.
Yeah.
You can see our one there. It's a logo, and we have a new T-shirt. A couple of T-shirt designs on our website.
Yeah, we have some Chibi Dark Souls ones.
Yeah, we made a Chibi Dark Souls of our Dark Souls characters
and
fighting Seath the Scaleless.
Yeah.
And the slogan, a family that slays together.
Stays together.
That's right. Boom, together.
What a squad.
Yeah. Yeah, so check it out. If you would love it if you would buy one. Win us off with a farewell.
Well, if you enjoyed us chatting
And not playing.
yeah, like, subscribe, and watch again for more chatter.
And more gameplay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
He seemed enticed by jovial cooperation and shared information with no hesitation. He was driven by honoring his master Ligarius. If only I would have known this obsession was precarious.